Good to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 3, Episode 17 of The Movement.
The Movement.
We're officially back live, ready to get the show on the road. I know you're thinking like, wow, these guys were live twice this week. Yes, we were, all right? We had a show on Wednesday. The Movement podcast, like I said, it just made sense with the conversation that we were having to get these guys on the show with Aboud, who did a great job, talking about he was a professional NBA 2K gamer. So he's doing his thing in his own lane. So shout out to Aboud. But we're back to our normally scheduled hours. Saturday at noon, we're live, ready to get the show on the road. Let me go ahead and introduce the people that are in the building. Started off with the guy doing the ones and twos, Remzi Ali. We appreciate him. Another good game from him yesterday for Dearborn High. His team ended up losing though, but it is what it is. It was a great game. It was a great game to watch. To the right of me, you got Hamza T. Also, you got little big bro Yusuf T. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. And then to the left is a familiar face that you guys should know because this is like his third time being on the show. And that is our great friend, Esa Mohamed, a.k.a. Esa Mighty.
Thank you for having me again, man. I love coming here.
Of course, man. We love having you, Esa. We appreciate you for all that you do, man. You better be following him on social media. This guy's doing great work out there in the community, obviously with the music that he produces, but not just that. It's what I've been seeing over this last 5-6 months is he is beginning to use his voice now. He's using his platform to say what he has to say on certain different situations. So that's what today's topic is. It's about using your voice, using your platform for, inshallah, for good. That's the whole goal, right? Is to inspire the younger generation, the next generation, while also sending a message to the older generation like, hey, it doesn't matter how old you are, we could all do this, all right? Yeah. Before we dive into the show, let me go ahead and say be sure to follow us on all of our socials. You have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok all under Oz Media. You can listen to the show later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. If you want to call in, I got my phone connected to the Bluetooth. The number is 313-306-1750. Again, 313-306-1750. Yep. Got to give a shout out to the sponsors. Tap in, like Esa said, Balkan House, Juice Box, Qahwah House, BC Adhesives, Specialty Medical Center, Hanley International Academy, and Sidr Bees. We're going to go ahead and start off with the best honey in town, which is Sidr Bees. We appreciate them and their support, Ramsey. And then we're going to officially get the show on the road. So shout out to Sidr Bees.
All right, Yusuf, it looks like we have a little dilemma in our hands. We have this deliciously smelling sabaya right in front of us, but it looks like we're missing one important thing.
Yeah, it looks like we're missing some asal, some honey.
And you know where the best place to go to for honey? That is Sidr Bees. Sidr Bees is a remarkable company that stands at the forefront of the honey industry. With an unwavering commitment to quality, being authentic, and sustainability, Sidr Bees has carved its name as a trusted provider of premium honey products. The company's dedication to preserving the purity of honey is evident in every jar they produce. Sidr Bees sets a standard that goes beyond taste. It's a brand that captures nature's essence and brings it to the discerning consumers who appreciate the true goodness that honey offers. Sidr Bees is not just a honey company, it's a testament to the beauty of nature and the passion to deliver excellence in every drop.
All right. We are officially back, ready to get the show rolling. Let's start off with Esa Mighty, asking him how he has been. I think that's important to check in with you, Esa. How you been, man? You looking clean, looking fresh.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, looking smooth. I like those glasses, man. I like those glasses, bro.
I actually got these when we were shooting the Brown Boy Freestyle back in 2021. We were in the desert in the Imperial Dunes in Southern California.
Nice.
And this group of people, I think they're hippies if I'm not mistaken, but they just seen us. They're like, bro, you guys are going crazy, dude. He's like, hey, try these shades on. I think they look good with your fit. And I took them, and then I was like, hey, how much, would you sell these to me? Because I really liked them. He's like, bro, keep them, dude. These are a great gift, you know what I mean? I love what you're doing. I was like, thank you, you know what I mean? And they've just been a part of my style ever since.
They look clean, man.
That's
look
how
very
you
nice.
too, with that accent.
You said what? Yeah, just like that. Dude,
Yeah.
like a surfer bro type thing,
Yeah. Let you be nice people over there, man.
I love going to California. I love traveling. One thing I learned from traveling is all over the world, bro. Everyone really wants the same thing. There's good people everywhere for the most part. If you're a bad person, you usually attract bad people. But for the most part, I've met so many good people of all different races, ethnicities, and beliefs. You know what I mean? If you're good out here, most people they're just chilling. Everyone's just trying to live for real.
Facts. Hamza T, how you been? I mean, I know you just here on Wednesday, but everything's smooth with you, Hamza T?
Alhamdulillah, man. Can't complain. Just living life, man.
Everything smooth?
Smooth.
Yusuf T, what's going on with you?
Great, man. Same with Hamza. Alhamdulillah, everything is smooth. You know, last time I saw Esa, it was at the Arab American Museum, I believe.
Yep.
And yeah, man, I'm happy for you to be on the show again, once again. And I'm just excited for also tomorrow, man. Lions.
Man,
Yeah.
Big game.
I'm excited.
We all are excited for that game. Let's talk about that right quick, the documentary part, because that is the last time we've seen Esa in person. It was at Arab American Museum. For those that don't know, basically there were some students. We had them on the show too, like the week after. They, from U of M Dearborn, they basically shot a documentary about a lot of Arab American people in this area, and one of them was Esa Mighty. Shout out to Esa. I actually really liked your documentary. I think they did a very good job, kind of showing your personality too, seeing what you do, and kind of pretty much what we're gonna be talking about today, right? Is how you've been like using your voice to speak up on some of the stuff, especially what's going on in Palestine. What are your overall thoughts on that experience, man? How did that go for you?
To be honest, I was very impressed with the way it came out because I've shot a couple documentaries that came out really nice. But I just love the way they, carried it, and they made it very simple shooting, the process, and then overall, like, I was so impressed. Like, they won't give it to me yet. They said they still want to do a few things with it, but once they send it to me, I'm gonna post it on my YouTube. I'm more excited to post it than my fans are to see it.
Yeah.
And they've been bothering me ever since I showed it to them, a little snippet. So inshallah, that's gonna be coming out real soon.
That's what's up, man. So they're still adding some stuff, they said?
They said they're still doing some stuff because of the potential it has. It went from being just a school project to something bigger, inshallah. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much. They told me to keep it on the down low, but inshallah, it's gonna be something, something really great.
That's what's up, man. No, it was very well put together. Like I said, shout out to those students that worked on your project, and all of them did a great job, to be honest with you. Yeah, man, it was a very, very interesting, nice way of watching that video, and right timing, because Esa Mighty right now is quote unquote popping. All right,
Yep.
shout out to Esa Mighty. He's doing his thing. I see you guys have new singles coming out. Talk to us about that. What's up with those new singles that you just dropped?
I put out in the last couple months, mainly just talking about Palestine because I feel like it's crazy because that's what I started on. Like, a lot of people don't know, a lot of the new fans that are coming in, like, they see me dropping these music. This is what my whole career has been based on. But it's like the world at one point really didn't care about none of this. What I mean? So I was talking to a void. And then I grew and I went through life and things like that. So my music kind of went away from that. But with all this going on, it was like, man, this is my call. This is what I do. You know what I mean? So I can make 1,000 songs about Palestine, about what's going on in the world. That's something that I could speak on forever,
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You could tell, like, when somebody is, I could tell that when all this stuff was happening, there was probably like the spark in you that you felt like that you just had to continue, I guess, doing what you were doing. But now it's just like another urge to be like, hey, this needs to be my main focus now, 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have a problem with sometimes I can't control myself. I have to say, like, when we talk about using your voice, it's like my voice uses me. It's like I don't even have a choice. Like, I'm gonna say this no matter how hard I don't want to say it, because if it's the right thing, I always say the truth hides from no one, and one thing I do, and the reason I'm able to speak so passionately is because I only speak truth, inshallah. That's, I try to keep it that, and if I ever fall short, may Allah forgive me, but I always try to keep it true and honest, and the truth just pushes you forward.
And so
Beautiful way to say it, yeah.
Go ahead, what are you about to say?
I was gonna say it's beautiful said.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, Hamza T, what are your thoughts, on Esa Mighty? And I know you follow him and see the stuff that he's doing, and what are your thoughts on everything?
And at one point, I want to be a rapper too, bro. I respect all his work. I be watching his videos. I see like what he's saying, especially in his car. Like I saw some deep. I'm like, damn, man, it's hitting. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But no, I respect it all, bro. I respect the hustle.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And you've kind of, the topic is about using your voice. You've kind of slowly started to become one of the voices in this community. You know what I'm saying? Like, when
I think he stapled that.
yeah, for sure. Like, when you think about like Yemeni, you can say Arab too, but I'm gonna just start off with Yemeni community, people who are speaking on what's going on. Like, I can't think of, like, especially guys, we had this another great conversation for another day, right?
Yeah.
But as a man who's speaking out on what's going on, I feel like I could just name about 3 or 4 of them, and you're definitely in that category.
Thank you.
So I respect you for doing that. Then obviously you're turning that even into the art that you're producing as well. So it's just 24/7. Esa is speaking his mind and saying what he has to say. And, mashallah, you're doing a great job of it too, man.
I appreciate it.
And recently, You know, there was a huge protest in Washington, D.C., so let's talk about that. You know, from what I heard, about over 400,000 people, if I'm correct.
Felt like the whole world was there.
For real?
Felt like the whole world was like a sea of people. I was in the middle. I was kind of, I'm not claustrophobic. I don't have many fears, but like at one point I was starting to feel like a little claustrophobic. I looked around and I was like, all right, calm down, we're good. You know what I mean? But I was just looking around like there's so many people. And you know what's crazy at these protests? Wallah, it's always the police that try to incite violence, believe it or not. They're supposed to be coming and keeping it peaceful, bro. There was people like standing on a statue or something like that, and there's just people recording them, you know, whatever. And instead of telling them to get down, they just started pepper spraying them. And then they ended up hitting they hit some old man that was recording, you know, just minding his business on the side. And it was, but other than that, you know, I don't want to, you know, make that the priority. But other than that, wallah, was so like, I love these protests because they just fill you with so much fire and so much like, just passion and excitement that what we're doing is working, you know what I mean? Because anyone who says that protests don't work, well, there's a reason that 400,000 people that aren't from Washington, D.C. all went to Washington, D.C. They're not all Arab, they're not all Muslim, they're from every different corner of the world, and they're together all screaming free Palestine, free Yemen, free Congo, free Sudan, free everyone, you know? Right now, this isn't a trend, this is a revolution. This is one of the most, I'm gonna say a peaceful revolution, you know what I mean? And in our country, we're using our peaceful tools that we have to actually make a change, you know?
No, I love that, man. I love that. And what are your thoughts on people that say that the protests are not worth it or that don't work? Like, what are your actual thoughts on when people say that?
Stay home. Stay home. At the end of the day, it's like we're no longer, I used to try to convince people, but we don't got time for that. You know, Sami, I forgot his last name, Sami Hassami, I think it was, the guy from the UK. He's a political analyst, you know, and he's doing a tour right now in the United States, and he's basically telling Muslims, you guys, the whole world knows our power except us. So when you say, oh, the system is rigged, or no, we don't have no power, we can't do anything, you're right, you don't have no power. Stay home, get out the way, because we have some power and we're making change, you know what I mean? There's a reason why, you know, if you actually pay attention to what's going on in the politics, you know, Biden and Blinken and all the people that are supposed to be big Zionists and big, you know, Israeli supporters, they're applying pressure to Netanyahu and applying pressure to Israel, and they're panicking right now because the whole world is pro-Palestine. Not just because we're posted on social media, because we're going to the street and these people are like, why are they all on the street? And now they're joining us and they meet us. And it's one thing to talk to someone online, but it's another thing to sit there and have an interaction, you know, a human-to-human interaction where they could really ask all the questions and just really feel a vibe, you know what I mean? Sometimes I could sit with someone and I don't got to say a word, but just the energy that both of us carry will speak volumes, you know? So if you think that it's not doing nothing, you know, sit on the side and watch us, you know, watch what happens. You know, it's working, and you know, within 10 years from now, you're gonna see the change, whether you want to be a part of it or not.
We're gonna give that a round of applause. That boy is spitting right now.
Hey, the Shahi kicking right now.
Hey, so we have a couple of debates to discuss today. He said, first of all, Shahi Ahmed is better than Shahi Halib. All right.
I've always been a big fan of Shahi Halib. Like, that was always my thing for the longest. But like, the Halib sometimes be messing with me, so I was like, let me try Shahi Ahmed, you know. And then I drink it, and I was like, yeah, mature. I told my sister today when she made it for me. I was like, maturing is knowing that Shahi Ahmed is better than Shahi Halib.
There you go. Y'all better. May have to pull that as a clip. Yeah, have that as a clip right there.
Hamza, what do you think is better?
Shahi with Halib, bro. Like, I can't, man, I can't have it without, bro. Like,
I was like that too at one point, but like I said, maturing is knowing that Shahi Ahmed is better. One day you'll get there.
I like Ahmed better than Halib, but Shahi Halib is not Adani tea, right? Unless it is. Is that what it is?
They just add the Halib.
Yeah,
I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love Shahi Halib. Like, I'm a crackhead for both of them. You know what I mean? But like, just recently, like, I don't know. It's something I feel like I could drink a lot more when it's Shahi Ahmed, and it's like, it's easier to digest. You know?
So Adani tea is pretty much Shahi with Halib then. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same thing, but it just...
I do like Adani tea though. I do like that.
I
But
love
no,
it. Yeah, I love
you know,
I love
a Shahi Ahmed, like, you know, if you go to one of those Yemeni restaurants that be having that they have, like, you know, you could just push down and get a little cup. Like that, it'd be smacking right after that food. You know what I'm saying?
Some Hanif.
Yeah.
Mahsa.
All day. Everybody's get ourselves hungry right now, man. But all right, so overall, the protest in DC, let's go back to it right quick. You know, you've seen a lot of different people from a lot of different areas. You know, what are some places that you've seen, like I know from the States and maybe even out of the States, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just walking around and I went, so when I was going, I was going to drive there originally, but I seen the snowstorm and everything, and I didn't really have anyone that was able to come with me for the drive. So I ended up just taking a bus with the Hamtramck group, and that group was all Bengali people, you know what I mean?
Really?
There was a couple Yemenis on there that, you know, ended up going that I met over there, but it was like a group of people that I didn't even know would have been there, you know what I mean? So I went with them, and then when I got there, I seen a group of white people, a group of black people. I was talking to this one group, they had like those anonymous masks, and I went and I started chopping. They like heard me like screaming, because if you guys ever come to a protest, you're gonna like hear me leading the chants. Like I'm screaming until my voice goes out, you know. So they heard me. They're like, "Yeah, you need to lead the chants," and I'm like, "Yeah." We started chopping it up. One of them's from Ireland. One of them, I think, one of them was from America. He didn't know his background.
Yeah.
But they're just talking about what was going on from history. I seen every type of Arabic person you could meet. I seen this one African American brother. He brought a whole like speaker system, and he was playing like all protest music, and there was just all groups of people, all groups of, you know, everyone from all over the world stands with Palestine, you know, and it was beautiful. The march was so, you know, it was huge, you know what I mean? There was no end to it. If you see in a video, it was like waves, like you're playing a zombie game, and just waves of people, you know. And you know, they marched all the way down to the White House. Our group had to leave a little early, which I was disappointed about, because if it was up to me, I would have stayed there till midnight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, we went over there.
People were out there till midnight though?
I think so. I seen videos like till really late. At one point, like it was crazy, because there's people who said they come to DC often, and on that day, man, there were snipers on the roof. They had like an extra layer of blockade. Like they went really deep.
They said they never did that before. Is that what they're
they're saying they never seen that type of stuff, you know, like that type of security. I don't even think you know, the president was there, you know, and it wasn't like anyone had any ill intentions. Where just
I heard they went to the fence of the White House though, where
they put a second layer of fence of the White House. You know,
second layer,
yeah,
huh?
like a second, you know, and they're just chanting, and you know, because they wouldn't leave, and they just kept chanting. At one point, they started throwing like tear gas into there to make the groups leave. But like I said, they weren't doing anything violent. They didn't hurt no one. They didn't, you know, just like with what's going on in Yemen, you protest and you try to stand for justice, and you know, the American war machine always chooses to use violence to hurt people to get their point across. But just like history always shows, you know, every empire and every, you know, powerful force, their downfall was always their oppression. So their use of gaining power is what ends up making them lose their power.
I love it, man. Shout out to Esa. He giving him a round of applause. I see you, Ramsey. We're going to do a quick pause break and give a shout out to our next sponsor, which is Specialty Medical Center. I'm sorry, Juice Box, Ramsey. Let's do Juice Box. Let's give a shout out to Juice Box. Shout out to Hakeem and everybody over there at Juice Box. And we're going to keep things rolling, man. Shout out to Esa Mighty. He's already getting this show started and getting the show flowing. So shout out to Juice Box, Ramsey. And then we're going to keep the show going.
Let me know if I start rambling, by the way.
Yeah. You're doing a good
All right,
job,
Yusuf, I want you to envision this with me, okay? Imagine you just had a long day at work, and all you want is a nice, cool, refreshing drink to top it all off. Do you know where you stop by at, Yusuf?
It's got to be Juice Box.
It's definitely Juice Box. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juice Box is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blast, strawberry burst, or mango smoothies. And if you're looking for a place to hang out, they have a comfortable outdoor patio/courtyard area that you and your friends can enjoy while trying those delicious drinks. So be sure to stop by Juice Box. They have a Hamtramck location right there on Joseph Campo, with more locations coming soon. You'll be sure to leave there with a big smile on your face. You'll also be able to order your drinks from the new Juice Box app, which will also be coming soon. It will be downloadable on all of your smartphone devices.
NFC against the Packers will be harder than the Super Bowl. I got Packers beating 49ers.
Yusuf always be trying to come up with the random moments or random situations. All right, Esa, you are not afraid to use your voice. That's obvious. And I'm not gonna lie to you. You mentioned, like you said, that you the type of person that would, literally use his voice when it's at the protest, which is, again, something I respect. Me personally, I don't mind. I'll show up, I'll cover the event. I don't know about being that yeller. Just that's me personally, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, you know what I'm saying? You're not afraid to be that person and do that. And so why? Why do you feel it's important for people to use their voice? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a protest for Palestine, just in general. Why do you feel like it's important for a person to use their voice no matter what the circumstance may be?
So 2 things. One, I want to say that you showing up, everyone's role is not the same. You know what I mean? You might not be a loud person who's meant to be in the front and leading, you know what I mean? No one's role is more important than anyone else. There's a machine that we're trying to, it's like a team. It's like the Lions. At the end of the day, everyone loves the quarterback and the wide receivers and the running backs, but if the people on the line don't do their job, nothing works.
That boy is spitting right now.
So everybody has to do their job, you know what I mean? So using your voice comes in different ways. Maybe just posting, showing up is using your voice, And I think it's important to use your voice for anything, because at the end of the day, your voice is a blessing from Allah, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're going to have to answer for every one of our blessings and how we use them, So if you see something, it's your job to say something, and if sometimes using your voice isn't just stopping oppression, it's uplifting someone, you know what I mean? And whatever you speak, however you speak and whatever you say, whatever you put out into the universe is going to be returned to you. That's one of the laws of the universe, you know what I mean? That's God made it. God created the world and the universe in a certain way, so let's follow the rules that he set in place for us. So if you don't use your voice, what's the point of having it?
I agree, Hamza T. Your thoughts, or Yusuf, maybe I'll start with you on this one. What are your thoughts about, people using their voice and the importance of it, I guess?
Yeah, Esa made a great point on as a team working together, each and every one. And with people just using your voice, for example, you mentioned just the posting part, it makes a huge difference because people are going to continue seeing what you post and then look at what you post. And if you do it, as we mentioned, constantly and consistency, they're going to start doing it as well, and it's only a growing pattern. It only can grow up expeditiously. It never goes down. And that's my input. Just continue on with what you're doing, and continue on, especially the posting part, because that's the easiest part. That's what I think.
The bare minimum.
Hamza?
Honestly, like, if you have a voice, not even if you don't have a voice, but I'm saying, for an example, if you have a voice and you have followers behind you, if you're posting something about anything you like anything you stand for, they will follow you too. They're following you for a reason. They want to follow your beliefs as well. They want to be you, basically. Like, they want to look up to you. So if you're posting something about Israel, they're gonna be like, oh, but then they're gonna follow you. But if you post about Palestine, they're gonna follow you. They're gonna be with you. They're gonna also try to influence it as well on other people.
And they're talking about posting and stuff. There's been a shift. Well, I mean, you always are speaking the way you want to speak. You know what I'm saying? You're always sharing content. But how has the recent events kind of shifted the viewpoint of the content you produce as well? Like, you've been really focused on Palestine and what's going on in Yemen and stuff. So how has that kind of shifted your viewpoint on how the content you produce too, not let alone speaking, but even the content?
So Sammy mentioned something at one of his at his event that he was at the other day, and he said something about Palestine has a special effect on the world, And the videos that I've been posting a lot more, not just music, but in my car, when I'm driving, my mind is always racing. You know what I mean? I have ideas, whatever. I see something on Instagram, I have a thought. I don't just put in a comment. I want to actually say something about it. And for many years, I've always wanted to make the content that I make today, but I always felt like no one really cared about it, And then when the protests started happening, everything started going on, I always felt comfortable talking about that. So I made one post about what's going on, and it went crazy. You know what I mean? And then I made another post when everyone started boycotting. I said, I made a post where I was like, "F a boycott, let's do a global strike." And that was my first viral video where no big person reposted it. It hit almost 2 million views. And I was like, maybe I should keep doing this because people are listening. And at the same time, I also want to tell people, when you're using your voice, make sure you know what you're talking about, and do your homework, you know what I mean, before you speak a lot of times, you know. Sometimes not saying anything because someone else might say something better is, you know, the way to use your voice.
And you can share it.
And you could share it,
Yeah.
you know, and learn, you know what I mean? Don't just speak to speak. Make sure you know what you're talking about. And alhamdulillah, like over the last like my whole life really, I've always been studying, especially about politics and what's going on in the world, but I really do my homework. So now I feel like I have an abundance of knowledge that I could share. So consistently, any moment that I have an idea where I want to say something, like yesterday, I made a post basically saying, you know, anyone who woke up today feeling like you wish you didn't, you know, I want to tell you that the world's a better place with you in it. And whatever you're going through is going to eventually pass, and you're going to get to a point where you're going to be happy to be alive. And that's something where a while ago I would have thought it, but I would have never really posted it. But now I feel like, you know, it's people are listening, and it's my job to, you know, try to motivate, because that's something that I could do. So figure out where you could, you know, where you could contribute and add value to the world, and, you know, tawakkal ala Allah, you know, post it and, you know, see what happens. If you're putting good out there, good will come back. And it's a cycle. I'm just trying to keep my good energy going. So I pass it to other people, and people pass it right back, you know.
Listen, I know it's rude to ask somebody how old they are, you know, but I think this is important to mention this because of the fact that if somebody later on watched this and they say, man, mashallah, this guy's a young, wise man, you know, is that okay if we share your age right quick?
It's crazy because I'm 24 right now. I'm about to turn 25, but wallah, I feel younger than I felt when I was 18.
Wow.
It's crazy because when I was 18, 19 years old, I was so stressed. Like, I was thinking about all these dreams that you know, that are finally coming to fruition. You know, people don't know I've been doing what I'm doing since I was 17. You know what I mean? So this is a 7-year journey up to this point. And at one point,
from that point, from where you were in that locker room running straight into the lockers video, that's when it started?
Yep, literally, that's when it started. It was during that prospect is when I started making music. I remember my first song was I can't even remember the name of the song, but it was basically running right back. We wasting our time. Basically, we're saying we're wasting our time. We have all this stuff around us that's going on, and we're just sitting around wasting our time, and, you know, not really making a change. And look at all the stuff in the world, and we're just running in circles. So, but from that point to now, like, at that point, I was so I trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I didn't really have the faith that I have today, and I didn't really, you know, I didn't put in the work yet, you know what I mean? I was still young, I was ambitious, but I was trying to rush my process. And, you know, alhamdulillah, like, I got a lot of attention early, but when it came, I wasn't ready for it, you know? So, like, when people used to tell me, like, oh, why aren't you famous yet? Or why aren't you this or that? Alhamdulillah, I wasn't famous yet, because I would have ruined it all, you know what I mean? I tell everyone, divine timing is real, qadr Allah is real. So, like, right now, you know, I've had more progress in the last 3 months than I had in the last 7 years on social media wise, you know what I mean? But it took 7, you know, they say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. So over the last 7 years, I've done the work. I've been able to slow myself down. I've been able to mature enough to where I could handle this, you know what I mean? Where all these people could reach out to me, and I know how to help them. I know how to guide them. I know how to speak to them, you know? And alhamdulillah, you know, like I said, I'm 24 now, but I feel younger than I've ever felt. And, you know, I feel like the older I get, the younger I feel.
Alhamdulillah, man. That's some great words, man. And I appreciate you for sharing this, because I can agree with you 100%. And subhanallah, like how, like, you know, over these last 3 months, how aggressive you've been and speaking for, you know, the ummah, and that, like, how it's, like you said, like, Allah prepared you for this moment in a way, you know what I'm saying? And now you feel confident, and people can see it in your voice and what you're talking about. You know, someone can say, like, all right, this person has no idea what they're talking about. Or someone will know, like, all right, you know, this person knows what they're talking about. And, you know, I feel like it's no coincidence, you know, the more followers you're getting, you know, this is Allah's plan. You know what I mean? Like, this is all part of Allah's plan for you specifically. And subhanallah, you know, that it just worked out that way, you know. And it's like you said, it's divine. Like, it's something that was already maktub, and Allah wanted you to be prepared for the moment when that moment did come. And so keep up the great work. Thoughts, you know, you guys want to share anything right quick? Yusuf and Hamza, any comments so far about that?
As of right now, I'm just listening so far.
No
Great.
Yeah, Isa is definitely speaking right now. So my next question to you, if there is someone out there, you know, for people that do struggle with speaking up or using their voice, and I quickly threw out that comment about sharing it, because when you share something, it's like, in a way, you're saying it too, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you agree with it at least. So that's why sometimes, like you said, you don't have to say it, but if you share it, that also helps. And that's also a way of using your voice. You know what I'm saying? Or using your platform, or you know what I'm saying? But going back to you, if someone is afraid to take that step, you know, to share stuff or to use their voice or to speak up on some of the issues that are happening in the world, like what would you tell them?
Faith over fear. Whatever you're, I'm scared. Like, people don't know, like, to get to where I'm at, there's a lot of fear in the process. You know what I mean? It's like, how many times did I get on stage and I messed up? You know what I mean? And like, I've done hundreds of, I don't know how many shows, but I've done tens, maybe over 100 shows. You know, not all of them were great. There's a lot of times I'm on there and like I was shaking. You couldn't see it, but my legs were shaking. You know, so like most people aren't fearless, you know what I mean? To be brave, you have to be scared, you know what I mean? So most people are scared, but you want to be brave. I'm a brave person. I'm not a fearless person. You know what I mean? So like when something scares me, I just know that my faith in Allah is stronger than whatever is scaring me. So you just got to have faith and have, you know, like I said, if you stand with the truth, if you stand with justice and you have faith in God and have faith of, you know, that He's the sustainer and He's going to take care of you, whatever it is that you're scared to lose, whatever you're scared of, you know, it's not real. You know, you might lose it, but wallah, you're going to have something better show up. Every single time, any opportunity that was ruined or missed because I was, you know, just because I thought something bad was coming out of it, ended up being the best thing for me in the long run. So just have patience and, you know, and start off small. You don't have to go and jump and do something crazy. You know, if you have reasonable reason, you know, to fear some stuff, just see how you could help, you know, and start off small, you know. The butterfly effect, they say, you know, butterflies' wings, the wind that produces causes tsunamis across the world. So never doubt your impact, even so small, you know. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. So, you know, be the straw if you have to, you know. Everyone has to do their part and find out what your role is and do it to the highest degree.
MashaAllah, man. He's a guy. Listen, guys. Yo, look around, man. He's only holding a cup of shahi. It ain't like he's reading off a paper right now, man. You know, it's coming naturally, and this is what you get from him, man. Like, you can just tell Esa comes off as the type of person, like, I bet you he probably just skimmed through the questions. Like, he didn't really focus on what was going to be discussed because this is just what he does. Like, he talks about this stuff on a daily. Like he said, you know, he's knowledgeable and he knows what he's talking about, mashallah, Allahumma barik. Like, I'm proud to have these conversations with you, man, because it's so important, man. It's so important that, because people confuse the word cool, Esa, and I know you're past that phase now. You're at that age now where I can just tell, like, you don't care what Joe Schmo has to say about you if you're talking about Palestine every single day. You know what I'm saying? And like the biggest misconception, and no offense to these young fellas because they're both, 18, 19 years old.
You guys are doing great though.
Yeah, and they're on a great path because, you know, they're at least having conversations. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. But I know that their peers probably are not looking at the same things maybe you and I are looking at as cool. Like maybe we have different definitions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like this is just so important because it's coming from somebody that, from the outsider's perspective, is classified as a cool person. You know, you're a rapper, you're posting stuff, you have music video, you do, you know, you got all this cool things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the end of the day, like you when you actually sit down and talk to you know, they'll realize the real you, and this is what it is. You know, this is who you are. You know, and so that's why I respect this so much, and it's so important because I feel like a lot of other people have a misconception out there of what they think that they should be doing, when really this is what they should be doing and what they should be standing for. You know, what are your thoughts on what I just said, Hamza? You disagree or agree or what?
I ain't gonna be like biased, but no, I agree. Like, of course, you know, you're from a different era. We're from different eras. You know what I'm saying? We have different. You know, we think different things are cooler, but you know, me personally, I don't think like that type of stuff. Like
he doesn't.
Like,
yeah, you're right.
My mind, I'm like 25-year-old man, bro, working at 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
him too, Yusuf too. Like these guys are not great examples, but that's why I said they're peers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say I told Umar when I was probably like a freshman in high school that I feel very mature for my age.
He is.
Just because saying that, because I know, because I'm around so many, especially throughout my high school, I see so many different group of people. You know, I could vouch for what you were saying about how people think this stuff is cool and this is not. But yeah, man, I feel like, you know, Hamza is a great kid, great what's the word?
This boy said Hamza's a great kid.
You know,
he's giving you advice, Hamza.
Great example.
Big bro right now.
Great example, and how people of our age should be, especially at a young age. And what you mentioned was very real and very honest. So
Yeah.
Could I add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead. You said, let me
I
hear
just
this.
want to say in terms of being cool, I feel like there's a shift in the world right now of what's cool and what's not cool. All that toxic, negativity and all that is not cool no more for real. And it's like since I was young, I always thought it was cool to be an outsider. You know what I mean? To be the cool kid, it was never really what I wanted to. I want to be Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we all do.
Everyone wants to be Batman.
I kind of still do want to be Batman, but it's all right.
Why do you think I'm always dressed in all black, But it's like, and even beyond like all that, I feel like growing up, I don't know what it was, maybe because I was conscious to what's going on around the world and conscious of who we are as Muslimin and Arab, and maybe because I was listening to Tupac and I felt like, we had to be a part of some type of revolution that, what's happening to the black community is also, we have to continue fighting.
It's devastating, man. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the way that we turn our cheeks or turn our left cheek or whatever it is away from what's going on, and not just like when we say black, we mean like the color of the skin, but it means like what's happening in Sudan, what's happening in all the Africa countries, and even in America. You know what I'm saying?
And I just want to say, it's like I had this drive, and like I feel like all of us should have this this sense of urgency. You know what I mean? To really make a change. Like we don't have time. Like cool, not cool. Like we don't got time for that. We don't have the privilege of that. Like as Arab, as Muslimin, as people in this country that come from families that left their home back home, left war-torn countries, left what they got going on, came here. Like we don't got time to be playing around and going and chilling all day. Like every one of us should be waking up and thinking, how could I impact and how could I add value to my community and make sure that we have a place not just in our area but in the world. You know what I mean? On the political standpoint, and business, and that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of our community, specifically the Yemeni community, but the Arab, in general. But when I talk, specifically as a Yemeni, like we came in, being a South Ender, I remember growing up, like we were looked at as like poor and like kind of like the corner of the city, kind of brushed off. But look at us now, we're opening businesses and we're moving. We have that chip on our shoulder and we're trying to contribute. But now we have to take it to the next level, because why is Palestine in the position that it's in? The Zionist people and the party and all of the politics and all the things that have happened to get to this point started in the 1800s. This is hundreds of years of work to get to where they're at today. But the difference is they did it with a sense of we're gonna, kick out people and we're gonna do wrong to get our rights. You know what I mean? We learn from that, but we also have, lessons from the Sahaba and the Rasul and all this type of stuff that we could learn from. So it's like we gotta do our job to get to that point and really make an impact. Because being cool is knowing that 3 generations from now, your great-great-grandkids are going to remember your name. That's cool. Having a car and going and chilling and whatever you want to see, all that comes with it too. You know what I mean?
That's temporary.
That's temporary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want wealth, but not because I want to have like a lot of materialistic things. I need wealth because of all the stuff that I want to do. This stuff ain't free. It's not cheap. You know what I mean? So it's like really, really sharpen your mind, really, sharpen your soul, your mind, your discipline, just like become the best person that you can be. That's the coolest thing to me. You know what I mean? Batman's the coolest thing in the world, and you know what I mean? That's how I'm trying to be. So, work towards being the greatest version of yourself, and inshallah, that's the example that I'm trying to set. I got nieces and nephews that look up to me, and I want to make sure that when they look, when they get a little older, they're not going to worry about any social media influencer. They're not going to be worried about any rapper that's pushing whatever. If they want to listen to music, they can listen to mine. Might cuss a little bit or whatever, but the overall message is good. And when they see me in person, they know exactly what I stand for, So I'm just trying to be an example, be the change that you want to see in the world, and that's what I'm trying to do.
That boy, Esa Mighty, man. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Every time I see him lower that computer,
it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Actually, that's actually our crowd. I don't know what you're referring to. That's our audience. We have an audience here, a live audience. That's clapping every time you speak. Shout out to Hanley International Academy, Ramsey. Then we're going to go into this questions games. And then we got bars. Did you write some bars too? I appreciate you, man. Esa, man. Listen, I told him before the show, I was like, man, the way these questions are set up and knowing you, I was like, man, we're going to have so many clips to pull out. I don't know what I'm going to pull out, but we're going to figure it out, hopefully, inshallah. See
clip
which
them
one.
all. Clip them all.
Clip them all one by one.
Post with all of them.
One by one. Hey, Ramsey, go ahead and give a shout out to Hanley International Academy, and then we're going to keep it rolling.
Yusuf, you seem like a pretty smart man. What elementary/middle school did you get promoted from?
The one and only Hanley International Academy.
Hanley International Academy is a school that treats every student and staff like their own family. It's even in their vision statement, educating your child like our own. Their location is 2400 Denton Street, Hamtramck, Michigan. Their phone number is 313-875-8888. The academics there are great. The athletics there are great. Thank you to the staff and administrators at Hanley for educating our leaders of tomorrow.
All right. We're officially back. Now comes the questions games. Esa, if you can see, you have a buzzer right there to the right of you, man. It's very simple questions. You know, this is actually going to be a matter of not who knows the answer, but who can hit the buzzer first, because I try to go very simple, get it to the point, because, you know, we do got the 4 bars too as well today. So, you know, we want to focus on that as well. All right. So with that said, you know, this question is all about Palestine protests, the rallies and stuff like that. So if you guys are ready to roll, basically, you know, let me finish the question. Once I finish, you can hit the buzzer. Whoever answers it first gets the point. It's 3 questions, so I'm hoping that somebody gets 2, because I don't want to ask another question because I don't have nothing else prepared. All right. With that said, number 1. What city was the recent protest in?
Washington, D.C.
There you go. 1-0-0. Yusuf trying to make up for Wednesday right now.
That was
boy.
quick. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, watch out for Yusuf. You know what I'm saying? Number 2. Remember what I said. Might not be a fact because it's hard to fact check it. But remember what I said.
All right, so be specific.
Oh, you got to be specific.
This show.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
for
this show.
The guests, too.
How many people showed up to that protest?
I know if you don't know it.
Like,
I
I
hit
know.
it next. I hit it next.
Remember what I said, because it might not be factual.
You said 400,000.
Good job.
Yes. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Go ahead and give him a round of applause as well. All right. 1-1. He said you're going to either tie it or one of them is going to win it. Here we go.
Hey, I'm gonna
Oh,
make
we're not
sure
on the same team.
No, no.
Oh, yeah.
No, everybody's separate because it's odd numbers.
Oh, okay.
All right. This is a true and false question. I know.
50-50.
You got a 50% chance to get it right.
As long as nothing about the NFL, bro.
Did protesters demonstrate in front of the White House? Esa
Bro,
got that
come on,
one.
man.
True. True is
Hey,
correct.
I just wanted to make sure you. I'm just gonna have to figure out a third
I
question.
know. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna come up with something right now. All right. Here we go. Let me think of something right quick. In the meantime, just want to give a shout out to Esa Mighty for all that he's been doing. You know, we appreciate him.
you coming on.
And also make sure y'all get y'all bars ready too. I don't know if everybody wrote something. I know Hamza said he got some as well. You know, cooked up.
Let me hear what you got.
All right, here we go. Bonus question. All right. Let's see. All right, I got one. Damn, man, y'all gonna know this answer. Y'all gotta let me finish. Let me finish the question, man.
All right, don't do anything like this. And then don't pause, bro. Don't pause.
I'm
finish
trying
it,
not to
bro.
pause. I'm trying not to pause,
Say
but
it
I'm
straight
trying
up,
to
say it
quickly
straight up,
quickly say it. All right.
But it got to be a good enough question so we don't know from the first word you said.
Listen, here we go. Y'all ready? Which local artist has been vocal about what's going on in Palestine?
No.
I did
Listen.
finish. I literally waited.
No, he
Go
did
ahead.
not.
did
Come on,
irritate it.
come on, come on.
I
Who
waited.
is it?
I can't lie. Yusuf hit it first.
Yes, Yusuf got it.
Listen, he hit it
Oh,
first,
man.
but you were still talking when he hit it.
No,
No,
I
I
did
was
not.
done.
I
Promise
waited.
you.
Yusuf, what's the answer?
Esa Mighty.
Esa Mighty. Shout out to that boy, Esa Mighty. All right, Yusuf gets the victory. Congratulations. Now, this is what we like to do as well, as we do a 4 bars / word of the day segment. You know, this is where we basically, you know, spit whatever topics we want to have. We used to do this last year. Then we, you know, these guys stopped. You know, I starting to take over the studio, Esa, so they started to back down. You know what I'm saying?
I was still doing it, bro.
You know, I was spitting and they was starting to get paranoid. You know, I was pressing them a little bit. Esa, so I had to stop. You know what I mean? I had to stop as like the older brother or cousin. No, but all jokes aside, you know, we said we're going to bring it back because we have Esa in the building today. So how y'all want to do this? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go last? Today's topic, by the way, it's about advice. About advice on anything I sent the message. I was like, just give advice. It could be about Palestine. It could be about school. It could be about your family. I don't care what it is. Just give out some advice. You know, typically we call it 4 bars, but you can do more than 4 lines. I got more than 4. You said, did you have something or no?
No, I did not.
Okay, Yusuf does not have something.
real.
How y'all want to do this?
I got some.
All right, you want to go first?
I'll go for it. Yeah.
Hamza T, go ahead, give him the air horn. Your MC, please and thank you. You know, hit him with that air horn.
Talk to me.
I'm about to hop on a feature with Esa, man.
Go ahead.
All right. In Palestine's land, where hearts beat strong, facing challenges, a melody, a resilience, and a song. Role models they become, and struggles they find grace. teaching us to stand firm wherever we may face. The courage of light in life's bumpy track, motivating us to rise and not look back. And in our hearts, let their strength firmly reside. Strong-hearted like them will bravely stride.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Shout out to that boy. A big Hamza.
8 lines, bro.
All jokes aside, Hamza T has been the person that's always been spitting with me too. So shout out to Big Hamza. Always having.
Hamza, how old are you?
I'm 18, just turning this 19 this year.
You got good writing. Keep writing.
Yeah. Hamza
Even
T.
if you don't take it professionally, one thing I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No, you good?
One thing I want to tell anyone: if you're an artist, whether you write, whether you draw, whether you rap, whatever you do, you don't have to do it professionally. You know what I mean? Maybe one day, if you want to take it professionally, you could take it, but do it. Just do it because that's something you're good at and something you enjoy. Do it as therapy. Do it as something, you know what I mean? You could share it as a hobby, you know? That's something that makes us feel alive. That's what makes us human, you know? Don't neglect yourself, you know?
I agree 100%, man. Like doing it just to do it helps too. Like you said, it's therapy, and you know, like you said, it's what makes us feel alive. Like even at that moment while you're writing, like you know, you're loving what you're doing,
And that was fire, by the way. Wallah, I'm not just saying that.
and do what you love. You know what I'm saying? If you're loving what you're doing and doing what you love, it'll bring joy in your own personal life. You said you want to go last, or you want to go second? All right, somebody gonna go last because I'm about to go second. So my advice is for Esa Mighty. So this is directly for my man Esa Mighty. All right, make sure I don't stutter or mess this one up. Okay, my advice goes out to the one and only Esa Mighty. I took my time with this, so don't take my words lightly. When I was younger, I wish someone had took the time to write me about how things work and how things might be. First off, don't ever pay attention to a hater. They want you to be great, but never want you to be greater. Just keep on moving like you're on an escalator. Let them keep on talking while you stack the paper. My next advice is you gotta have tunnel vision.
Yup.
All that outside noise, please don't ever listen.
Never.
Always stay focused, concentrate on your goals.
Yup.
Don't ever waste your time on those internet trolls. Last but not least, don't forget about your faith.
Never.
Whatever your dreams are, Allah will take you to that place.
Facts.
Don't forget to make dua. Don't forget to pray.
Every day.
And always be grateful for what you have every day.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Shout out to my man Esa Mighty.
Great words. Great words.
You know,
Big
that's
bro
ex-
Omar right here.
Shout out to
I don't
Esa.
call people Big Bro often, but that's Big Bro Omar right here. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. You know, it's subhanAllah how things worked out. We got connected a few years back, and you know, I mean, when you see somebody that share that passion, you know, we got to be able to stick together. You know what I'm saying? I think we're doing ourselves a disservice if we don't.
Facts.
You know, so you know that's why I was like, you know, for advice, I for sure wanted to do some advice and dedicate that to you. All right.
Appreciate it.
So last but certainly not least, go ahead and hit him with that air horn as well as that boy Esa Mighty. This might be another clip. All right, here we go. Esa Mighty, talk to us.
Don't trip about your past, make sure you open your present. Life is what you make it, so choose to make an impression. Impressions are important and pressure makes some repressive, but never look down cause every trial's a lesson. Lessons followed by action, actions cause a reaction. Reactive, now we proactive, plotting and planting passion. Make sure you water your seeds and your seeds gonna get you a castle. Embrace every struggle, got rewards for every hassle.
Woohoo! That boy Esa Mighty.
Thank you.
Topic about advice for those that didn't know. That's what he was spitting about. Shout out to Esa Mighty giving out advice. We're gonna need one more. Esa, it's called Weekend Motivation. I mean, I know you gave out a lot. We're gonna definitely have to pull that 10 clip thing out for you, inshallah. I might do that on Monday. Today I might have to post something quick because I got my daughter's practice.
No worries.
Inshallah on Monday I'm gonna try to put some stuff together for you and do that because there was too many good conversations that we had today. Before you prepare your weekend motivation, if you're at home and you're watching, be sure to follow us on all of our socials: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all under Oz Media. You can listen to the show later on Apple and Spotify podcast under Oz Media. Future reference, call again 313-306-1750. Shout out to all of our sponsors as well. We got to give a shout out to the sponsors: Balkan House, Juice Box, Qahwah House, BC Adhesives, Specialty Medical Center, Hanley International Academy, and Sidr Bees. We appreciate them for their support. Shout out again to the sponsors and everybody there. Esa Mighty, we call it Weekend Motivation because it's the weekend and we want to end it off with people can kind of take something away if they haven't already took a few things away. But Esa Mighty, any final words or final comments?
I'm trying to make sure this is good.
Yeah.
Faith over fear is my biggest thing that I'm on right now. Whatever you fear in this world, tackle it head on. Look for your fears and go challenge yourself to, break out of that shell, you have greatness is in all of us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's a reason he told the devil to bow down to Adam, because he created such a great creation when he made humans. So don't neglect yourself and do everything you can to get that greatness out of you and become the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you to be.
Shout out to Esa Mighty, man. You got like 10 rounds of applause today, man.
Hey, we'll do a counter. Next time I'll try to get more.
Shout out to Esa doing his thing. Great advice as always. We appreciate you, Hamza T.
Thank you, guys. It's my favorite podcast, by the way, and I'm not just saying that. They always have great guests. They always have conversations that are needed. One of the things about using your voice, don't be scared to talk about the things everyone's scared to talk about, even if you might get some backlash, you know what I mean? Because if we're scared to talk about certain things, we're never going to grow, and it's those hard conversations that are needed to be had, So once again, we appreciate you from the community, from, the ummah, from everyone that you reach and everyone that you will reach in the future, So
Inshallah. Thank you, Esa, man. I appreciate it. Hamza T. Final words, final comments?
Oh, man, I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Learned a lot, man. This guy's a very beautiful talker, man, and Allah Mubarak, but I appreciate you for being on the show, bro.
Thank you.
Yusuf T.
You said, man, once again, thank you for coming on. And, man, yeah, as you mentioned, 10 audience claps, Thank you, audience, once again, Asa, beautifully well said. I love what you had to say about the bars and everything. Ahmad, a great job. Hamza, you as well. Next time I got you guys. But other than that, great show. Thank you for coming on. And
Thank you for having me, brother.
It was good seeing you.
And Esa, all I gotta say is keep up the great work. Keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring people who are younger than you, people who are older than you. No matter who it is, just keep doing what you're doing. Follow that straight path, please. Don't inshallah, don't ever veer left, because
Make dua for me, all you guys. I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? If I ever step on the wrong way, correct me, forgive me, and help dust me off, and help me continue to go the right way.
And that's why we're all here for each other. That's what we should be doing at the end of the day, is supporting and helping each other. And don't ever turn your backs on one another if something does happen wrong. At the end of the day, that's part of life. Nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all do things. So just keep standing up for one another and keep on keeping on. That's what I always tell somebody. You got to keep on keeping on. We appreciate you guys watching. Next week, we are going to have Yusuf and Abdullah, who are another young individuals who are doing a great job. Yusuf, he holds khutbahs at Masajid, so he's only like 18, 19 years old. I'm proud of him and what he does. So looking forward to that conversation. That's next week, Saturday. Again, today was season 3, episode 17 of The Movement.
The Movement.
We were officially live. We hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all